16 long, laborious races into the 5th edition of Thursday Night Thunder, and tonight it's the season finale from Homestead-Miami Speedway. Noah Belleville and Seth Wansing are on the front row for the final act in this season, and already there's a crash. Thomas Andrews down into pit road, and Bahamian Elrich George crashing at the first instant of this race. Caution is out, and it looks like Noah Belleville will be the leader. Not only did they not make it into turn number 1, they didn't even make it 50 feet. Caution comes out before the green flag even comes out. Let's see exactly what happened. Bahamian Elrich George on the outside. And it looks like the way the car just snaps to the left, the wheel disconnected, and defending champion, well, former champion, Thomas Andrews was caught up in that. Have a look. And the car just braking. So I guess we're going to try this once again. Noah Belleville on the outside of Seth Wansing, and what a way to start the season finale and the title race, a bit more anticlimactic, with Aiden Norman starting this race. He is the champion of this 5th season of Thursday Night Thunder. There's the driver of the 62 Dodge. Congratulations to Aiden Norman. He has sealed the championship just by starting this race. And once again, a rookie is the champion, as in Season 2. Marsh Mauto decided to come through in his one and only Thursday Night Thunder season. Won himself the championship. Aiden Norman doing the same, coming into this race with just an impressive record and impressive points run. One of the most dominant seasons that we're going to see. Norman sitting just on the inside towards the back of the field, getting ready to start this race. Caution lights still on atop the pace car. So we're going to figure out when we get this race started finally. Noah Belleville in that 41 car. Going to be on the pole once again. Seth Wansing on the outside. Briley Wright starting on the outside of row number 2. Matt Kent in the 31 Coors on the inside. Don Ray and Tom Sears will be starting behind them. Tom Sears now fighting for 2nd place in these point standings. Cody Pennell behind him, 621 to 618. The difference between those two drivers. So it's 3 points between the top two. Couple of trophies and prizes on the line. Christian in the chat saying, let's go Aiden. Local also in the chat congratulating his buddy Aiden Norman. Noah Belleville, Seth Wansing will hopefully restart this race and have the intention of getting further than turn number 1. Matt Kent starting on the inside of row 2. And it's been kind of a crazy start to the championship final already, but let's try this one more time. What do you say? Pace car's going to peel off. They're already spread out behind the first 5 rows, but the flag drops, and now the final officially gets underway. Two-time Thursday Night Thunder champion Tom Sears on the outside of Matt Kent drag racing for that 4th position down the front straight at Homestead-Miami. Texan Donald Ray, who picked up a win last season winless in this Thursday Night Thunder campaign, rolls into South Florida in the 16th position. Been a bit of a part-time season for Ray, but we'll see if he's got one more win in him. Noah Belleville leading Seth Wansing and Briley Wright in the 3rd position. Briley Wright with that impressive run at Michigan ended up with the silver medal. This driver, Noah Belleville, despite the questionable internet connection at Michigan, he gets a little bit loose out of turn number 2. There you see the front give way again out of the second corner, but the 41 is on a tear. Belleville with the fastest lap, and there again proof of his unreliable internet connection. Tom Sears running in 4th, the 213 Simware.com Supra, ahead of Matt Kent by a couple of tenths. How about Donald Ray with now defending Thursday Night Thunder champion Aiden Norman in the number 6'2 Logitech Dodge sitting ahead of him. The white number 5 Monster Energy Impala rounding out the top 10. How about this behind Aiden Norman? You've got Jason Alexander in the what looks like the number 9 Dodge, but not being scored as the number 9. Alexander from Salem, South Carolina, showing a little love, albeit with the incorrect car number painted on. Alexander being scored as the 56, rocking that Bill Elliott paint scheme in the 9. How about this purple driver? No, not the car, the lap. Matt Kent with a 33.43 second lap just went purple. He's got the fastest lap of the evening so far. Take a look on the left-hand side. There's your favorite driver's fastest lap. 5 drivers that last time around going green, their personal best, including Georgia's Cody Pennell last week at the semifinal. He scored the win at Bristol, which put him only 3 points behind Tom Sears. Both of these guys fighting for a second-place trophy tonight. And this is going to be an interesting race between them. No disrespect to Aiden Norman, but with 6 wins this season, he's not a factor at all tonight. We'll see what the rookie can do with absolutely no pressure on his shoulders. Cousin Cody, 33.63 that time around. Still 2/10 faster than Tom Sears, and now he's looking to go to the inside of the Southampton, Massachusetts pilot. The Supra right up along the wall gets a great exit out of turn number 2, and it's a drag race with Kent into 3. Briley Wright ahead of all of this, now working on Kansas City's Seth Wansing, the number 9 Chip Foose Chevrolet in the silver medal spot. Once again, Matt Kent and Tom Sears drag racing. Sparks being kicked up from Noah Belleville, who's inevitably blinking from the lead. He's got a 1.3 second advantage over Seth Wansing. OC's Davey Hauk. In the number 2-1, Traeger Chevrolet sits behind Donald Ray. He's going to be knocking on the door for a spot in the top 10. Jimmy Kerr the third now looking to the inside of the 2-1 Chevy. And how about Fort Lauderdale's Ryan Pennell, a native of the 305 from nearby Fort Lauderdale, about an hour and a half north of Homestead, sits ahead of Virginia's Tommy Withers. He's in lucky number 13 position, rocking that number 12 car, trying to work the high side. Tommy Withers also trying to do the same thing. And how about Season 4 champion Thomas Andrews, recovering from that crash before the start of the race. Andrews sitting in the 15th position, while Ryan Pennell making some good headway. The 12 car is up to 12th. He's gained 5 places from where he started. How about Aiden Norman, though? The new champion, up 8 spots from where he started, now knocking on the door for Cousin Cody. Looking on the inside of Tom Sears. Single file all the way down to 4th place. Jimmy Kerr the third trying to wrestle down that 12 car. This is the battle for the 12th position. Noah Belleville has had the lead for every single lap of this race. His gap now 1.8 seconds between first and second position, weaving his way down that back straight. Let's go on board with the 41. A solid lap around South Florida. Grandma Jeannie in the chat says, "Go Noah, you're awesome." Fans at home, don't forget to enter in the chat !TNT final for a chance to win a Kyle Busch and Ryan Blaney diecast. You can check them out on Rick James and Thursday Night Thunder Twitter. One fan will win that 2 diecast pack. Belleville running away with this one, 1.5 seconds. The gap between first and second position. Briley Wright is in third. Matt Kent just behind him. And how about this? Mr. Jason Alexander scored as the 56, but running that 9, he gets around John Honeybrink. He's into the 8th position. Aiden Norman trying to find some sort of space under 2-time champion Tom Sears. This is a drag race for 5th. Tom Sears goes around Aiden Norman in that 6-2, but he's trying to hold on to that position. Davey Houck in the 11th spot right now, trying to catch up to Donald Ray. How about Jimmy Kerr really riding the high side, and the 12 of Ryan Pennell looking to get under Kerr, who's riding along high. Then you've got Tommy Withers in that 6 trying to catch them all in their wake. We'll see who ends up on top in South Florida. 15 laps now complete. Ryan Pennell on the inside trying to get around Jimmy Kerr. Grandma Jeannie tries to get in that raffle. 1 exclamation point too many. It's the exclamation point TNT final. Let me make this easier here. The TNT and the F on final, capitalized. It's got to be... Actually, I don't know. Maybe somebody else knows better than me. Try it out, see if it has to be case sensitive or not. Look at this 3 wide. Aiden Norman trying to split Matt Kent and Tom Sears down the middle once again, but the rookie, the champion rookie, tries it just like he did in Charlotte. Not enough momentum, or is there? Norman trying to force the situation and part the Homestead Sea. The 62 gets loose, and he's going to have to take cover behind the 14 Toyota Supra. Matt Kent gets a good entrance into turn number 1, and he's trying to take the spot away from Tom Sears in 4th. Look at that. It doesn't have to be case sensitive at all. Christian is now in that giveaway as well. Exclamation point TNT final. Don't pass up your chance to win a couple of diecasts. The last giveaway of Season 5. It is the season finale in Season 5, and you have a 3 wide out of that 4th corner. Matt Kent's going to give way. Cody Pennell's going to draft behind him. Aiden Norman up 10 places, up in that 5th position as it stands. Tommy Withers in that number 6, now trying to go to the inside of JK3. That's Jimmy Kerr III, who now is in 14th. The Virginian, who won at Daytona in Season 4, comes up winless so far in this 5th season of competition. Withers is into this round 14th in the point standings, one ahead of Richie Catania, who's not in today's race. Donald Ray, with 399 points, comes into tonight's event 16th in the points order. The Texan just went green last time around, 34.04 seconds. He almost hits the wall out of turn number 2. Davey Houck starting to catch up to him over the last 5 laps. The Californian was starting to catch up to the Texan, but now look at that. This last time around, Donald Ray, 0.6 of a second quicker. Ryan Pennell could be falling behind as the 20 of Honeybrink starts to catch up the Floridian. Aiden Norman now getting around Tom Sears and Briley Wright. They go 3 wide into the back straight. Norman now running the high side. Tom Sears to his inside. Here comes Briley Wright. You can already see Norman has had some heavy contact with the right side of his race car. Might have scraped the wall at one point. Norman really running the dangerous high side in the 62. The Logitech Dodge just can't edge out the 2-time champion in the 14. Seth Wansing still holding on to second by only 0.6 of a second. And as he did in Michigan, Noah Belleville running away with an impressive 3-second lead. The Sonoma winner looking to put the same kind of win on this field he did at Michigan those 2 weeks ago. Belleville is 18th in the points order tonight, so it's all about the W for young Noah. We'll see how far he gets into this lead. We're only 23 laps into this race. Ryan Pennell and John Honeybrink continue to battle for 11th. Pit window is going to be opening about 25 laps from now. Tom Sears ahead of Cody Pennell by 0.3, while Aiden Norman now tries to take the spot away from Seth Wansing. Norman on the inside. It looks like he's got a great exit out of turn number 4. Who's going to come ahead with that advantage? It's going to be Aiden Norman, who comes out with an excellent exit out of turn number 4. But the flaming number 9 of Seth Wansing dives down to the inside. And you know those flames add 50 horsepower. And that number 9 gets right up to the 6-2, tries to give him a slide job out of the second corner, but here comes Aiden Norman with a pass of his own down the inside. The Logitech Dodge tries to get one over on the number 9. He sends it in deep into that third corner. Wansing really tries to get his own on the high side. He's got to let off the throttle because he almost hits the wall. Cody Pennell loose out of that fourth corner, and they all keep on moving, really running the dangerous line on the top side. Seth Wansing with the speed around Cody Pennell. Here comes Tom Sears in the 1-4. Riley Red wants a piece of this too. Aiden Norman says he's sailing away with all of it. That's what 3.7 seconds looks like to the 6'2 of Aiden Norman. The rest of the competition sailing into that first corner. Cody Pennell running the low line. The Georgian looking to score his third victory this evening. Fan of the Bulldogs. Looking to score that hat trick tonight. Both Pennell and Tom Sears with 2 wins this season. Aiden Norman with an impressive 6 wins, up 13 places from where he started. He's going to try and hunt down Noah Belleville. And over the last 5 laps, that's been the gap on the bottom of your screen. Noah Belleville, quicker than the rest of this field by an impressive margin. Belleville scoring a win on the road course at Sonoma. We'll see what he can do, see if he can score another victory tonight. Seth Wansing just trying to keep his car in one place. There goes the 2-9 of Briley Wright. He's up against the wall. The Goodwrench Chevrolet tries to get some stability into the first corner. He does send it in kind of deep on Wansing. Will he come out with the position? The 9 car riding the top side of the 2-9 of Wright. Gets right ahead of the 9. Seth Wansing dives to the inside. Now he's got the advantage into 3. Tom Sears, Briley Wright, Seth Wansing into the first corner now. Wansing looks like the tires might have given up on that number 9 just about 4 laps before the window, or the pit window may have come early with all this hard racing. John Honeybrink's going to bring his Powerade Home Depot Impala into the pits. We'll see what kind of strategy the 20 is thinking of. Noah Belleville will come around to put him a lap down, and the internet starting to let him down. Aiden Norman, 0.4 of a second ahead of Cody Pennell. There's been the gap over the last 5 laps. Looks like Pennell may have been just a bit quicker than Norman, or the damage may be catching up to that 62 Logitech machine. Cody Pennell's going to look to get a good advantage, possibly use the draft. How about this fight here? This is Tom Sears. Briley Wright to the inside of Tom Sears, the 14 car riding the high side. Seth Wansing, you can see, has made considerable contact with the outside line. Oh yeah, the right side of that car is messed up, so he's going to bring that number 9 car into the pits sooner rather than later. Donald Ray might be catching up. Here comes the Texan looking to get into the 6th position. Right now, Tom Sears getting the best of those recent laps. Christian in the chat said, good damn racing, boys. You better believe it. That was some good racing. Tom Sears gets the best of it so far. Briley Wright's going to come up behind it, but now look at Seth Wansing. He is still fighting back. The 2-9 of Briley Wright, trying to hold him off, and Donald Ray might be a part of this as well. Let's ride in the cockpit with car number 5. Wansing behind Ray by just a few tenths. We'll see how hard they race each other. They have a good friendship, those two, but you better believe that they're not going to take it easy. No one's going to take it easy on each other. A lot of these guys know each other personally. I know a lot of these guys personally. It's incredible watching these great friends race so hard against each other. Tom Sears on the outside of Donald Ray. This is the battle for 4th, and Ray's getting the best of it. And where did he come from? Donald Ray saving his stuff And in these last few laps, he's been the quickest of any of these drivers, 34.94 seconds. His speed last time around, race leader Noah Belleville, 34.95. Ray crossing the line. What's he going to put on the chart? 34.97. So the Texan right now is within 2/100ths of a second to the leader as far as time goes. Now he's 7.8 seconds behind. So he's, I mean, for instance, there's Noah Belleville. Let's take a look here. Coming out of turn number 4, we'll tell you. There's the race leader Noah Belleville. Well, and there's Donald Ray. He decided to come down into the pits, but that's what 8 seconds looks like, more or less. Seth Wansing just ahead of Briley Wright coming out of that second corner. That 9 car is hanging tough after making some contact with the outside. 14 to Tom Sears running away with the 3rd position. He and Cody Pennell are battling for 2nd place in the points. The Georgian is getting service on his number 28. Pennell Racing Machines Ford Mustang. It's a mouthful. He's going to come out of pit road with fresh tires, fresh fuel, and we'll see what the 2-time Season 5 winner can come up with. We'll see if he ends up with the season silver medal at the end of it all. Here comes Seth Wansing with Jason Alexander behind him. Alexander hasn't pitted either. The South Carolinian now knocking on the door of the Kansas City, Missouri driver. We'll see what this Dodge Intrepid can do with this Chevy Monte Carlo. And nothing at all, because Alexander and Wansing both are coming down into the pits. Jason Alexander tries to get it woed up, and here comes Fort Lauderdale, Florida's Ryan Pennell. He's also coming down into the pits. He's going to give up 5th position. Race leader Noah Belleville still has not come down pit road. He's 39 laps into this run. Tom Sears behind him by 10.5 seconds. Belleville is in. Just as I say that, the race leader is going to come down pit road. He's going to get tires, fuel, and whatever else he feels like. Tom Sears will not come down pit road, so the 213simware.com Supra is your new leader. Into that first corner, he's going to sail away, but look who just overtook him. Aiden Norman in the 6'2", the Logitech Dodge, your new Thursday Night Thunder champion, soars past the Massachusetts pilot. Aiden Norman is in the 7th position, just liberating himself from being 1 lap down. And we'll see if he can mount a charge to win his 7th race of the season on the night that he's been crowned TNT champion. Tom Sears decides he wants to come down pit road with a heavy scuff on the right-hand side of his Toyota Supra, so the 2-time champion says it's time to say bye to the lead. And how about Ohio's Terry Gabbard making a rare appearance in Thursday Night Thunder? He's ahead of Noah Belleville by 13 seconds. And how about Terry rolling the dice? Some chipped, battered, bruised, and I don't even think they're cubes anymore sort of dice. But he's going to give it everything he's got. He's racing with his old friend Thomas Andrews, the Season 4 champion. He's in the 2nd position, who also hasn't come down pit road, and he might have to after he decides to scrape the crap out of his car. Terry Gabbard's going to come down pit road, and the number 4 Impala is looked like he's traveling sideways across pit road. He's going to come down for tires and fuel after leading a lap. Good for him. So Thomas Andrews will also lead a lap, and Noah Belleville is going to be 10 seconds behind the New Jersey pilot via the way of Stamford, Connecticut. The Thursday Night Thunder Miller Genuine Draft sponsored car is into that 3rd corner. And a heavy scrape on the right-hand side of his car as well, but he's going to stay out front while Noah Belleville catches him to the tune of 2 seconds a lap. Cody Pennell is 1.5 seconds behind Belleville as the beat goes on in South Florida. 44 laps underway. We're just inside 100 to go, and how about Belleville going purple? 33.41 seconds last time around. Just unbelievable. 2.2 seconds quicker than Thomas Andrews. Again, Belleville comes into this 16th and final race, 18th in the points with 2 wins this season, an average start and finish of 4th place, and as you just saw there, an internet connection as unreliable as the weather in the Midwest. Thomas Andrews up 12 places from where he started. He is the hardest charger of the race, but Aiden Norman is slowly catching up to Cousin Cody. They're separated by 4 seconds. How about John Honeybrink and Jimmy Kerr exchanging pleasantries through the first 2 corners of this South Floridian 1.5 mile oval? Honeybrink and Kerr doing battle for the 13th spot. Honeybrink's going to slide up on the 75. Thomas Andrews decides he's going to come down pit road. How about John Honeybrink all the way below the racing surface? Let's have one more look at that. John Honeybrink loose out of turn number 4 again. These two just going at it hard. Now, this is a couple laps before. Jimmy Kerr and John Honeybrink going at it. And have a look at the 20 car. He gets loose again out of turn number 4. Honeybrink pitted on lap 40. Whoa. How about that for a save? Hats off to the Talladega winner. He's in the 13th position now, 1 second behind JK3. Matty Kent and Briley Wright now side by side. The Dodge Intrepid on the inside of the 2.9 Monte Carlo, and Matthew Kent comes away with the 5th position. Kentucky's Briley Wright in the 6th spot. The Pride of Rockwall, Donald Ray, in the 4th position, 3, almost 4 seconds adrift of Aiden Norman, while Briley Wright and Matt Kent do battle. Briley Wright just can't quite take advantage of the 3-1. Matthew Kent still holds on to that 5th position. Seth Wansing behind these guys by 1.5 seconds. Further on back, Davey Houck starting to get just a bit closer to Tom Sears. The 2-time champion is 0.6 of a second ahead of the Orange County pilot. Matt Kent and Briley Wright still making a battle of it. There's Wright, who's catching back up to the 31. Honeybrink 0.2 of a second behind Jimmy Kerr. Let's watch these two go at it again. Honeybrink on the inside of Kerr. It looks like he's just going to make it stick. Headed down the back straight, Jimmy Kerr with a great run going up to Honeybrink into turn number 3. Can he make that stick, though, on that 75 Chevrolet? Right around the outside of that 2-0. Headed out of turn number 4. Kerr trying to get a great run, but he's going to have to hang the tail out of turn number 4. Honeybrink running away with the momentum. Matt Kent and Briley Wright side by side again in the season finale. Both of these guys going hard for 5th. Look at Briley Wright getting up close to that 3-1, almost trying to side draft off of him in turn number 3. Wright with a great exit out of turn number 4. And how about that? The Greensburg, Kentucky native doing it the hard way around Matt Kent. He puts that 2.9 Good Wrench Chevy up into the 5th spot. He's going to run away with this one. Let's go on board with the 2.9. Further on back, two-time champion Tom Sears on the inside of Jason Alexander. Sears making a run on the lower line. Alexander on the top side. They are fighting for the 8th spot. Tom Sears just gets around the South Carolinian, and he puts his Toyota Supra ahead of Jayco's Dodge Intrepid into turn number 3. Sears in 8th, Alexander in 9th. Alexander trying it the hard way on the outside, but he might not have the same results that Briley Wright had. He's giving it his best, though. Brings back memories seeing that number 9 of Bill Elliott at Homestead-Miami. I could be wrong, but I think it was 2002, the Winston Cup finale, where Tony Stewart was crowned champion. I think Bill Elliott ended up winning the race, and I think he was the first driver in 4 years to win the Brickyard 400 that race and not win the championship. Seth Wansing and Matt Kent now fighting hard. In 1997, Brickyard 400 winner and champion Jeff Gordon. 1998, also Jeff Gordon. No, I was wrong. I don't know my NASCAR history as well as I thought I did. Let's go backwards. 2001, Jeff Gordon won the title and the Brickyard 400. 2000 was Bobby Labonte winning the Brickyard 400 and the title. 99 was Dale Jarrett, and then 1998 was Jeff Gordon. So yeah, Seth Wansing driving the 9 car gets around Matt Kent for the 6th position. That concludes this week's ramble on random moments in NASCAR history. Ryan Pennell sits ahead of Davey Houck by 0.2 of a second. And Jason Alexander, the entire reason for that nonsensical 5-minute ramble, sits in 9th, 1 second behind the 2-time champion. How about Thomas Andrews getting around Terry Gabbard? These two guys fighting it out. The Season 4 champion works his way into the 15th position, and the Ohio native who led a lap and will surely take that as his highlight of the season sits in the 16th spot. Seth Wansing, he sits 0.4 ahead of Matt Kent, and he's within 1 second to Briley Wright. There's the gap over the last 5 laps. Last time around, Briley Wright faster than the Missouri driver by 0.2 of a second. Headed into the first corner. Survey says Briley Wright only faster than Seth Wansing by 0.6 of a second. Aiden Norman in a hurry to catch the 4 of Terry Gabbard and the number 2 of Thomas Andrews, but they're not fighting for position. Aiden Norman is chasing that black Mustang driving off into the distance. Cousin Cody Pennell in the 2nd position finds himself 6 seconds off the pace of Noah Belleville. Aiden Norman is 4 seconds away from him. And over the last 5 laps, there you can see Aiden Norman not half as quick as you would expect. the 6th-time winner-to-be. He'll leave Homestead-Miami with the Thursday Night Thunder crown. Last time around, he was almost 0.2 of a second slower than Cody Pennell. We'll see what he comes up this time. Noah Belleville just putting on another masterclass. 0.3 of a second faster than Cody Pennell, but Cody Pennell 0.3 of a second faster than Aiden Norman. Something more interesting, Donald Ray getting overtaken by the 6'2 of Norman, but the Texan with a top 5 run so far. When's the last time we could say something like that? Donald Ray heads into this final round 16th in the points, and if he plays his cards right, he might just get that top 15 finish, overtaking one Richie Catania. Shout out Richie, also from the Sunshine State. Jimmy Kerr comes down pit road on the 61st lap of competition. Aiden Norman, is he loose? Has something gone wrong on that 62? Because here comes Donald Ray trying to overtake the Logitech Dodge. And the Texan's going to make light work of the North Carolinian if he can make it stick on the inside. Number 5 trying to get one over on the 62. Norman, is he slower on the high side? He is. Donald Ray will move into the bronze medal position on the 64th lap of competition. Did Norman hit the wall? Something is going wrong with that 6'2 car. Can Briley Wright smell blood in the water? 2 seconds is a long distance, but we'll see if Aiden Norman answers the phone when he gets that call from Greensburg, Kentucky. Briley Wright 1.5 seconds ahead of Seth Wansing. Wright rounding out the top 5. Florida's Ryan Pennell rounding out the top 10. Cousin Cody running in second. 7.5 seconds off the pace to Noah Belleville. Just, if you told somebody Noah Belleville was leading this race by 7.5 seconds, you'd call them a liar. You'd have to see it to believe it, but here it is, Belleville making believers out of all of us. Tom Sears just ahead of Matty Kent by 0.4. We know that Kent has speed. Let's go on board with the Coors Light Dodge. You can hear the 14 just rolling off the throttle, being as smooth as ever into that third corner. Matt Kent now 1 second off the pace of Tom Sears. Cody Pennell 3.5 seconds ahead of Donald Ray, and it looks like drivers have really just found their groove. They've got their own space from each other, and now in this second stint, we're going to see who can save the most resources. Is anybody going to have anything for Noah Belleville as he extends his advantage to 7 seconds? Will Aiden Norman get his way back into the top 3? Or is he just saving something special for the end of this race? 68 laps underway from Homestead-Miami of the scheduled 140. We're almost to the halfway point, and Orange County's Davey Houck is going to open up the second round of pit stops. He's going to come down for tires, fuel, and all the rest. Tommy Withers moves into the 11th position. Got to give a shout out to Tommy Withers for having some of the best paint schemes all season long. Everybody knows this car. The year was 2000. Mark Martin bringing out the Valvoline Taurus just after what was my favorite paint scheme that Mark Martin ran in 98 and 99. Good looking race car. Great driver on the inside of it. One Tommy Withers in 11th. He's 13 seconds off the top 10, however. Fort Lauderdale, Florida's Ryan Pennell in the 10th position. A big fan of the University of Miami, always throwing up the U whenever he gets the chance. Not a good year for the Hurricanes, but when has it been a good year for the Hurricanes? And you saw Ryan Pennell getting loose out of turn number 2. He almost reenacted the Hurricanes football season out of turn number 4. Aiden Norman now giving us a bit of excitement, or I should say Briley Wright trying to give us a bit of excitement. The number 29 Good Wrench Chevy. He's within 0.6 of a second to Norman. And you can hear the Jaws music playing inside that 6-2. Donald Ray decides he's going to come down pit road. Briley Wright will begin his 71st lap within 0.6 of a second to Norman. The chase is on. .72 laps now underway from South Florida. Aiden Norman and Briley Wright separated by 0.4 of a second now as the Greensburg, Kentucky pilot gets the draft of the 6-2. Noah Belleville decides he's going to come down pit road, and cousin Cody Pennell will not. But look at the 2-8 giving a bit of a tail whip out of that second corner. Cousin Cody, now your race leader on this 73rd lap of racing. We'll see just what kind of Ford performance he can put in while the 41 is getting his service. Aiden Norman, 4.5 seconds off of Cody Pennell. Briley Wright now to the inside of the 6-2. This the pass for the second position. Wright trying to make it stick off of turn number 4. Is he coming down pit road? He's not. The 6-2 of Norman so loose out of that 4th corner, trying to stay off that wall. Briley Wright will now inherit the race lead as Cody Pennell comes down pit road, and the 2-9 Kentucky pilot is your new leader under the palm trees of South Florida. Cody Pennell and Mr. Jason Alexander deciding to take their talents to their South Beach pits. They're going to come down for service. Aiden Norman is going to challenge Briley Wright for the race lead out of turn number 4. Once again, Norman skating high towards the wall. He makes me nervous every single time he gets that high out of turn number 4. Briley Wright still ahead of that 6-2, but talk about the guts to run that high line. Donald Ray behind him. The Texan sits in the 8th spot, 1 lap off the pace. There goes cousin Cody, now leaving pit road in 7th. Pennell is the last car on the lead lap. Donald Ray, the first car, 1 lap down. Well, and Ray's just unlapped himself. He pitted on lap 70, while Briley Wright hasn't pitted since lap 38. That last time around, Donald Ray, 34.3 seconds. Briley Wright, 35.3. So Wright, 1 second slower than Donald Ray on these worn tires. Aiden Norman just hanging back and trying to save that loose race car. Noah Belleville rejoins the race in 3rd. He's 20 seconds off of Aiden Norman right now, and he's got a 5-second gap back to Tommy Withers. Cody Pennell, 6 seconds off of Belleville. Now Belleville pitting on lap 72 with those tires that are far more fresh. Tommy Withers hasn't pitted since lap 40. He's going to get into the top 5 for the first time tonight. He sits in 4th. Aiden Norman just trying to hold on to his poor Dodge Intrepid. He's already got the TNT championship, so he's got literally nothing to lose. But of course, he wants that 7th win. He's going to get the race lead now as you see Briley Wright diving down pit road almost at a sideways angle. Let's see just what kind of speeds he was doing into pit road. Oof. Yeah, that could have ended bad. Good save by Briley Wright. Aiden Norman now your new leader. He's 17 seconds ahead of Noah Belleville. Belleville has come and really put on a show once again. The race for the lead almost decided now. Aiden Norman will come down pit road, and he will give up the top spot to Belleville whenever he gets back around. In more interesting and closer matters, though, Terry Gabbard giving up the 7th spot to Tom Sears. Gabbard hasn't pitted since lap 42. Matt Kent now coming up behind him. There is the 31 Dodge, and you can expect Kent to make very light work of Gabbard. To the inside. Very Coors Light work indeed. Season 4 champion Thomas Andrews up to the 5th spot. He pitted last on lap 46. Tom Sears now trying to catch up to him. 4 seconds, the gap between them, and over the last 5 laps, Tom Sears reeling in Andrews to the tune of 1 second for every 1.5 miles. Here comes Cody Pennell around the outside of Tommy Withers. Cousin Cody now moves into the silver medal spot with 60 laps to go next time by. If you've recently tuned in, I'm Rick James. You're watching the Thursday Night Thunder Championship Final. If you haven't yet, make sure you enter !TNT Final into Twitch chat for your chance to win a Kyle Busch and Ryan Blaney diecast. Cody Pennell, 2.5 seconds ahead of Donald Ray. Tommy Withers decides he's going to come down pit road, so Thomas Andrews will move into the 4th position. Thomas Sears in the 5th position, 1.6 seconds behind the New Jersey driver. Terry Gabbard and Aiden Norman now side by side. Well, they were side by side. Norman moves into the 9th position, and the Ohio pilot still rocking the top 10. But we're waiting for him to come down pit road. Only he and Thomas Andrews have yet to come down in this, so far, cautionless race. I was going to say cautionless, but we had a yellow flag before the race even got started. Green flag came out, and then almost immediately we had a crash between Season 4 champion Thomas Andrews and Bahamian Elrich George. George seemingly disconnecting before the race even got underway. Oh, there's Tom Sears on the outside of Thomas Andrews. Almost got away from that. And easy work for the Southampton pilot. How about Seth Wanting and Aiden Norman? Look at the 6-2. Try to hold on to that race car. Homestead not being kind to the newly crowned TNT Season 5 champion. And Seth Wanting gets around him for that 8th position. Let's take a look at that pass one more time. And keep your eyes on Norman. Look at the hand. Look at the hands. Good save, though. You got to give it to him. He's still fighting hard, and there again, he's just wiggling. You can see the nose of that Logitech Intrepid just shoots to the left. Thomas Andrews and Matt Kent now exchanging positions, albeit Matt Kent invisible and sparking through the first corner. Thomas Andrews trying to get around that 31. There goes the number 6 Taurus, who's trying to find some sort of space around the number 31. Phil wants a chat at the giveaway, but the code is not TNT Giveaway 16. It's !TNT Final. That is your code to try and win the Kyle Busch and Ryan Blaney diecasts that we are giving away tonight. !TNT Final. Check it out on Twitter, Rick James TV Twitter, and Thursday Night Thunder Twitter as well. So Thomas Andrews giving up the 7th position to Seth Wanting. Andrews still hasn't pitted. Drivers get 4 sets of tires tonight, and perhaps the New Jersey driver just might be trying to save a set in case there's some late race drama. Here comes Aiden Norman, who's been losing more positions than gaining positions. He's struck the wall a couple of times under the lights of Homestead-Miami. But Thomas Andrews, with those extremely worn tires, will have to cede the 8th position to the North Carolinian, and almost a changing of the guard, if you will. The Season 4 champion tipping the hat to the Season 5 champion. Phil saying you're always messing stuff up. That's why Michigan State wins Saturday. Did they win Saturday? I have no idea. I don't pay attention to Michigan State if I can help it. I pay attention to Miami, but even then. But this has nothing to do with college football, does it? Aiden Norman almost losing the race car again, but that's no longer news. Jason Alexander on the outside of Davey Hauk. This is for 10. South Carolinian now rounding out the top 10. Davey Hauk in 11th. Jimmy Kerr the 3rd in that 12th position. John Honeybrink in 13th. Briley Wright running in 5th. He is 0.6 of a second away from two-time champion Tom Sears. Wright sits 9th in the points standings. He is 8 points behind the 7th place tie between Jimmy Kerr and Ryan Pinnell. Right now, Ryan Pinnell running in the 16th position. Shame after he was hanging out in the top 10. Jimmy Kerr running in 12th, so Wright could leapfrog his way into 7th if he keeps this run going. Thomas Andrews running in 5th with 529 points. That might be safe. Honestly, not sure. We'll have to see how the points end up. But for now, Briley Wright just trying to end up ahead of Tom Sears. Both of these drivers drag racing hard into the 3rd corner. I can say it's an actual pleasure to meet Briley Wright. Met him a couple times. Pretty solid fellow. All of the Bluegrass Bandits. If you ever get a chance to meet any of these guys from the great state of Kentucky, do yourself a favor and say hi to them. There's a wonderful group of guys. Shout out to Cody Riggs, and shout out to Toby Estes as well. And the 4th one, I can't remember, whatever his name is. Seth Wanson getting around Aiden Norman. I feel like he's that one Beatle that you can't name as John Honeybrink scrapes the wall out of turn number 2. There's what, John, Paul, George, and Ringo. So there's that. Anyway, Seth Wansing now on the inside of Matt Kent. Look at these two. I should just shut up and let the pictures do the talking, because I'm talking about nothing that has anything to do with the racing here. Matt Kent sparking, and he's going to make room for Aiden Norman on the inside. Two Dodge Intrepids side by side out of that 2nd corner. And John Honeybrink in his Powerade Monte Carlo will just try to hold on to it. He gave the outside backstretch wall a significant scrape last time around. Aiden Norman chasing down Seth Wansing. This is for 6th. So Wansing comes away with the position. He's into 6th. Tom Sears now half a second away, but Aiden Norman still trying to get one back from the Kansas City driver. Matt Kent just behind them in the 8th position. And Weehawken, New Jersey's Thomas Andrews finally comes down pit road. Aiden Norman sliding up high. Seth Wansing has to do some avoidance maneuvers so he doesn't hit the 6-2. The 14 of Tom Sears just barely ahead in 5th. Here comes the 5th. Well, I was going to say the 5th champion. He's not the 5th champion, is he? But he is the Season 5 champion. The champion of the 5th edition of Thursday Night Thunder. There he is. That's Aiden Norman. He's now on the inside of Tom Sears. He's going to try and close out his championship season with a top 5, and who knows what could happen. We still have more than 40 laps to go. Maybe Aiden Norman could hit the wall one more time. I don't know. Tom Sears now looking to go to the inside, and the 6-2 has really had a good relationship with the outside retaining wall tonight. I'm sure he'll give it a tag or two once more before the race is over. Seth Wansing trying to get around Tom Sears for 6th as the camera violently shakes with cars passing by it. Massachusetts pilot drag racing with the Missouri driver for that 6th position. And Aiden Norman running away with it all. If you haven't yet, don't forget, exclamation point TNT Final is your chance to win the Kyle Busch truck and Ryan Blaney stock car. Both of those 164s, we're giving those away to one lucky fan tonight. It could be you. Type that in the chat, exclamation point TNT giveaway, or no, I'm sorry, TNT Final. Not unlike Phil, who typed in TNT giveaway 16. And there's Phil, who just says oops. Yeah, Phil, oops. There it is. Now he's in. Aiden Norman lowering the frame rate of the stream, trying to get to the inside of Tommy Withers. He's up 10 places from where he started. The next hardest charger is Cody Pennell, 2 seconds ahead of Donald Ray. There's the gap for the last 5 laps. Cody Pennell finds himself just ahead of Donald Ray. Last time around, Noah Belleville, 34.884 seconds. Look at that, Cody Pennell. Less than 1/100th of a second off of Noah Belleville's time, and Donald Ray half a tenth quicker than Cody Pennell, which in the grand scheme of things really doesn't mean a thing. Donald Ray's going to have to do a little bit better than that if he wants to catch up to the Georgian, but he's got 40 laps to do it. And there goes the black and chrome Mustang ahead of the white and black Impala. Fort Lauderdale's Ryan Pennell soldiering on from the 16th position, trying to show off for his hometown crowd. The number 12 Ford Fusion trying to hold off Donald Ray, but not for position. Pennell in 16th, Donald Ray in 3rd. 3 notables that did not, or will not, finish this race, I should say. Toby Estes, one of those Bluegrass Bandits, in that 7-8. He'll be out of this race, scored in 19th. Patrick Allen, he'll be out of this race. We got to find the stats and actually find out how many races Patrick Allen has even finished, but it's probably less than 8. He'll be finishing 18th and out of this race. And Elridge George, who had that crash at the beginning of tonight's race, just had a hard disconnection. The only caution officially of tonight's race, but after the caution on lap number 1, we have not had a yellow flag thrown since lap number 1. So we've gone cautionless for 102 laps of racing. Noah Belleville 17 seconds ahead of Cody Pennell, and 8 cars now on the lead lap, with Matt Kent being the 8th of those vehicles. Jason Alexander, the first car, 1 lap down, so if the yellow flag comes out again, Jayco will get the lucky dog. And the battle for that lucky dog position right now, 9 seconds apart. There's Davey Houck in 10th. How about Cody Pennell and Donald Ray about to do battle? Ray finally catching up to the 2.8, and he's making me eat my words because I thought Ray wasn't going to catch up anytime soon. But how about that over the last 5 laps where Ray made no progress? There's Donald Ray catching up to Pennell by 1/10 of a second almost each lap. And look at that. On lap 102, Donald Ray was a second quicker than Cody Pennell and the pride of Rockwall, Texas. Now going to the inside of the Thursday Night Thunder winner from Good Hope, Georgia. There goes Donald Ray. On the inside of Cody Pennell, will he get a draft off of Terry Gabbard in the 4? The Ohio pilot just wants to stay out of the way while the drag race for second rages on. How about 3 wide into turn number 1? Cousin Cody holds off Donald Ray for now, but Jacket, as he's known in the garage, 1/10 of a second off of Cody Pennell. He's going to try and regroup and mount another attack for second. How about this for some good racing? And shout out to T. Lockhart as well. I see you, Tan. Exclamation point TNT final gets him a chance to win those die casts. Ray to the inside of Pennell, trying to mount one more attack. Briley Wright, 2.5 seconds off of these two. There goes Ryan Pennell ahead of Terry Gabbard. Not fighting for position. Gabbard still in 14th. 13 seconds away from the number 2, the season 4 champion, Thomas Andrews. And another previous champion, Tom Sears. Winning season 1 and season 3. He sits in 7th on an island right now. 5 seconds behind 6th. 5 seconds ahead of 8th. Aiden Norman kind of by himself as well. Same for Briley Wright. But Cody Pennell and Donald Ray continuing to go at it, hammer and tongs. The 2.8 holding on to the advantage ahead of car number 5 with 30 laps to go and still one more pit stop on the horizon. Pennell top side, Ray low side, and they'll drag race again out of 4. Drama on the high banks of Homestead-Miami. Ray low side, Pennell top side, headed into 3 and 4 and still fighting hard. There goes Donald Ray, finally getting around Cody Pennell, and that is the switch for the second position. But Pennell's not done. He's still going to fight hard on the top side. There goes Pennell, top side, trying to get around Donald Ray, but the Texan in prime position to stay ahead. And it goes 41-5, 28, your top 3, but Donald Ray will come on down to the pits. He gives a big tail slide into pit lane. He comes down to a cool 50 miles an hour, and the Texan will make his final stop of the night, as will Briley Wright in the 2.9. Noah Belleville also coming down pit road with a head full of steam. 52, 51 miles an hour for the rookie, trying to get his 3rd win tonight. We're going to have to monitor his speed coming out of pit road. There's a blink there. Belleville ticking up to 51 miles an hour. He's got to stay under that speed limit. He will come down to a calm, cool, and collected 0 miles an hour as Aiden Norman will fly around at race speed, and on lap 111, the season 5 champion reclaims the top spot. He's your new leader under the moonlight of Homestead. John Honeybrink holding on to that 12th position. Thomas Andrews ahead by just 0.3 of a second. The Season 4 champion trying to hold off the Talladega winner, with Jimmy Kerr just trying to stay out of their fight. Andrews in the MGD Chevrolet gets around Jason Alexander in that 5-6. Is that 3 wide behind them with John Honeybrink. And watch this for Jason Alexander. He gets around there. And how about John Honeybrink 3 wide with Noah Belleville, who puts 2 tires right there. Belleville almost losing it. Have one more look. Belleville gets really loose out of turn number 4 while they're going 3 wide and just saves it. Your race leader is Aiden Norman as he gets overtaken by Briley Wright in the 2-9. Tommy Withers coming out of that second corner running in the 8th position. He's yet to pit. Tom Sears has decided he's going to come down pit road. Thomas Andrews last pitted on lap 93. It would be a 47-lap stretch for the New Jersey pilot if he went the distance on that stop. We'll see just what kind of magic the Season 2 champion, the Season 4 champion driving the number 2 car. We'll see what kind of magic he can pull together. Aiden Norman still has to come down pit road. And how about this? Donald Ray, green. 33.84 seconds. Who's that? Is that Alexander? It is Jason Alexander on cold tires. Almost losing it. The number 5 looks like he's made contact with the wall. He's going to come down pit road. Have a look. What in the world happened there? He struck the wall hard before this. Man. Alexander, is he out of pit road? He's on his way out of pit road, but let's see what happened. On cold tires, the South Carolinian gets loose, and he smacks the outside turn 2 wall all by himself, and there you see the aftermath, him trying to come down pit road. Belleville goes purple. 33.41 seconds for Noah Belleville, his fastest lap and the fastest lap of the race. It just keeps getting more unbelievable. This kid is doing stuff we've never seen before, trying to go for his 3rd win of the season. Davey Houck in the 2-1 car, 0.3 of a second away from 2-time champion Tom Sears. We have 25 laps to go in the 5th season of Thursday Night Thunder. There's Jimmy Kerr III, who's slowed down the front straight. He might have gotten loose out of turn number 4. Donald Ray, 1.2 seconds ahead of Briley Wright. We'll see if these two continue to fight as the race goes on. Norman still leading. He last pitted on lap 78. I can't imagine there's any way he would come down pit road or finish the race without coming down pit road. Jimmy Kerr last pitted on lap 95, but he finds himself 3 laps off the pace, so no chance of a gamble there. Thomas Andrews is the only chance of a gamble working, but Andrews finds himself in 9th, 1 lap off the pace, so it would take quite a miracle from here. Tom Sears gets around Thomas Andrews, and he moves into 9th. There's 3 TNT championships sitting in 9th and 10th. Newly crowned champion just by starting the race. Aiden Norman leading. He must come down pit road one more time, and Noah Belleville is only 5.5 seconds away from Aiden Norman. Cody Pennell sitting in 3rd, 18 seconds off that pace. Tommy Withers and Seth Wansing now swapping spots, and the Missouri driver moves into 7th. Norman is in. And Noah Belleville will come around to take that lead from Norman. Cody Pennell, 18 seconds off that pace. We'll see if he can move into second and stay there. Donald Ray also has a hard-charging Briley Wright to contend with, and Davey Hauk still on the move. He's half a second behind Thomas Andrews. Let's go on board with the Orange County pilot. Not a bad ride with Davey Hauk. Withers finally comes in. The Virginia native will get his tires, his fuel, and everything else he needs to complete this race. Noah Belleville leads Cody Pennell by 18 seconds. Donald Ray, 9/10 of a second ahead of Briley Wright, and here is the gap between them. John Honeybrink there in the 20 between them. He sees Cody Pennell trying to run away from Donald Ray, but this fight is only going to get closer. 17 laps to go next time around. We'll see just who can contend. Donald Ray to the inside once again. These two had an incredible battle last time around. This time they're fighting for second place. Donald Ray just has to save his stuff. He might just be there at the end, but you can't count out Briley Wright. Matthew Kent, the last driver on the lead lap. He and the Dodge Intrepid of Jason Alexander battling side by side. Seth Wansing, he's sitting in the 6th position, 3/4 of a second away from Matt Kent, while Donald Ray's vision gets a little more red. How about that of Kentucky's Briley Wright catching up to the 5 of Ray? Let's go on board with the Greensburg, Kentucky driver. Nine had to lift there, you heard that. Trying to save that race car at all costs. Still charging hard while Cody Pennell tries to find some sort of breathing room. And typical Terry Gabbard in the 11th position. He sits 7.5 seconds ahead of Tommy Withers. There is the gap. Withers catching him to the tune of 1.1 seconds a lap. We'll see what the clock says this time through. 7 seconds between them and counting. With lucky number 13 laps to go, Terry's going to have to pick up the pace. Tommy Withers is coming at an alarming rate. The math says he'll get him with about 5 laps to go. Gabbard not pitting since lap 85. Tommy Withers, his tires are 35 laps more fresh. And that last time around, Withers was 1 second quicker than your typical Terry Gabbard. Donald Ray's advantage, much smaller. How about 0.4 of a second back to Briley Wright, and Cousin Cody watching it all. He's going to get 1 second ahead of this fight. Aiden Norman might still have some fight left in him as he catches up to Seth Wansing. Excuse the dual number 9s. One of those cars is incorrectly numbered, and it belongs to the red Dodge on the top side. Mr. Jason Alexander running his Bill Elliott paint scheme. Almost going to get a slide job from Seth Wansing. They won't make contact out of 4. They're not even fighting for position. How do you like that? There goes Alexander to the inside. Wansing's now going to ride the rim on turn number 1. Alexander gets away with a big gap, but Wansing's going to try and get him back down the back straight. Look at the momentum the Missouri driver carries. He's going to almost give him a bump draft down the back straight. Alexander running the middle. Seth Wansing now maybe the low line. Aiden Norman wants a piece of that number 9. The Hot Hughes Chevy will go 3 wide with the Logitech Dodge. And they all keep it in one piece. Wansing and Norman racing for position. Alexander not racing for position, and it all culminates with that. Seth Wansing showering the fans of virtual Homestead-Miami with some sparks. Some fantastic, fantastic racing in the final 10 laps of this season. That's Thursday Night Thunder right there. That right there is the epitome of Thursday Night Thunder. The guys that have been with us since day one. Then you've got the drivers that have been with us for several years now, and then the new hot shoe rookie who put all of us in a state of shock when he came onto the scene. And at the very end, some of the older generation of drivers still giving it a fight to no matter who is there. Donald Ray and Cody Pennell will slug it out for second position in these last 9 laps of the 5th season of Thursday Night Thunder. And fans, if you have not yet, don't give up the chance. Exclamation point TNT Final is your code. Enter that into Twitch chat for your chance to win a Kyle Busch and Ryan Blaney prize pack. Shout out to the Sim Racing channel on Roku TV as well. Fans watching on Roku, get on Twitch. Put an exclamation point TNT Final. Get your chance to win. Cody Pennell top side. Is he going to try the crossover out of turn number 2? He's got a head full of steam coming down the back. Been an unbelievable season with lots of ups and downs, lots of surprises. Cody Pennell winning last week, something that we got used to at the end of Season 4, something that we're surprised we didn't see more of in Season 5. And it looks like Cousin Cody may come away with second place in the point standings overall. We'll have to see how those play out unofficially. Coming up to the last 5 laps of competition. 2/10 between Donald Jacket Ray, but only to those that know, and Cody Pennell. Aiden Norman in that 5th spot. He's up 10 places from where he started. 7 1/3 seconds off of Briley Wright. It's been an incredible season for him. 6 wins with an average start of 6th, an average finish of 7th. Coming into this final round with a 30-point gap on Tom Sears. Shotgun decided he wants to join that raffle as well. Shout out to my man Shotgun from the ENEA series. I think I broadcasted one of their races this season. Shout out to all the boys at ENEA as well. Shout out to Connor Cordes. Donald Ray just ahead of Cody Pennell by 1/10. What does the Georgian have? These guys have almost nothing to lose. There goes Donald Ray, who almost loses it all down the front straight. Just as I say that, Avis with exclamation point TNT final in the chat. He's got a chance to win it. 4 laps to go in this race. Inferno Speed in the chat. Missed a letter there, bud. It's exclamation point TNT final for your chance to win those diecasts. Shout out to everybody putting in those last minute chats. Donald Ray almost lost everything. Have one more look at Donald Ray here. This is the lap prior. Talk about a save. Talk about an impressive save. Donald Ray still not done. How about Jason Jason Alexander's along the wall. He's crashed again. That's the second time tonight, and he's gone by himself. He's going to peel off the racetrack in that good-looking number 9, Bill Elliott Dodge. Hopefully gets a chance to finish this race. Oh, and something happened to Alexander again. Let's run this one back and see what happens. Don't want to miss the good battle here. Contact with the 9 of Seth Wansing. That's some 9-on-9 violence. Oh, not Wansing, just getting into Alexander. Alexander could not control the race car in the end. He's still trying to nurse that race car and finish this race as the white flag is out for Noah Belleville. With a 19-second advantage, he's going to win this race, no question. Cody Pennell ahead of Donald Ray by 2/10, and you better believe the Texan is going to mount one more charge on the Georgian in the final race in Season 5 of Thursday Night Thunder. It looks like Donald Ray just got loose at a turn number 2. He's going to send it in deep on the Georgian, just trying to get to the rear end of Cody Pennell, but he's going to miss it by that much. Cody Pennell will hold on to second place in this race. Donald Ray finishes behind him by a quarter of a second. Briley Wright in 4th. Noah Belleville in 5th, who's destroyed his race car, and we won't get a celebration at the end of this race, but we will have interviews from Cody Pennell, Donald Ray, and Noah Belleville. But really, it's all about Aiden Norman tonight, the North Carolinian, coming away with the Thursday Night Thunder Championship. An impressive season for him. 6 wins this season. The rookie no longer, Aiden Norman, comes away with the victory. Well, with the championship. Noah Belleville comes away with the victory, but again, Belleville's destroyed his race car. So we'll get a celebration from Aiden Norman instead. And the North Carolinian, one more time, will burn the house down in celebration. On the podium now with our top three, starting with tonight's bronze medalist, the undisputed pride of Rockwall, Texas, one Donald Ray, coming away with third place tonight. Jacket, on the podium once again. You got a bronze medal in the season finale, man.
That was a fun race. Nobody had anything for Noah there. He was just in another class. But me and Cody had a good time there, especially at the end. I was able to finally get around him and got greedy trying to gap him and got a little sideways coming off four and give it back to him. But that was a lot of fun racing with Cody there. I want to give a big shout out to Aiden Norman on winning the championship. He's a rookie in ARC this year, and dude has come in and showed out, crossed every series. Cody, obviously, he's missed a couple races this year, I believe, and was still able to bring it home second. Probably would have won the championship if he would have not had a couple misfortunes there. And I wish I'd have been up there. I was up there early in the season, but I know I missed for sure 3 races in a row late in the season, and I think I missed another one or two earlier in the season. But it is what it is. Awesome league, awesome bunch of drivers, man. I can't say enough about the quality of drivers in this league. It's too many weeks to count that we have no cautions, green flag race the entire way. And man, you cannot appreciate that enough. And Rick, to you, man, you've done a phenomenal job this season broadcasting the entire season. I think you missed one race last week due to a family matter, but we appreciate you and everything you do for us. And I want to give a big shout out to Thomas Andrews, the president of this league. He puts on one heck of a show every week. He's consistent in what he does, and he's a great leader.
That's going to be it for the season, man. But congratulations on third, and we'll definitely be seeing you sooner rather than later. Thursday Night Thunder returns in 2023. You carry the flag for Texas in this series, man. So we can't wait to see you back.
I'll be back, buddy.
We'll see you, man. Denise and Owen apparently shouting out as well. So shout out to the Ray family. Be safe.
Thanks, buddy.
Cousin Cody, silver medal tonight. How about that, man? The win last week, second place tonight. You bring this kind of consistency in season 6, and it could be a completely different story.
Yeah, hopefully the new season brings better internet. But yeah, that was a lot of fun tonight. Had a really good battle there with Donald at the end. He kind of forced my hand. I kind of stole his line there at the end, and uh, he had a little bit of bad luck there off turn 4, and I capitalized on it. But other than that, he probably would have got me. But that was a lot of fun. Shout out to Moldy or Noah for winning the race. He, like Jacket said, he was just in a league of his own. I think he's probably firmly placed himself at the top of drivers here in ARCs, and the fact that he's doing it on a controller is all the more impressive or aggravating, depending on who you ask. And big shout out to Aiden too for winning the championship. I don't even know if he was here the whole season, but he racked up 6 wins and just kind of dominated the season. He chased both Tom Sears and I down for the points lead and just never looked back. So happy that I could nick second off of Tom Sears there right at the end, get one of those cool trophies. And that goes to the league. You got to give a huge shout out to Thomas Andrews, Tom Sears, all those guys that put this on. You, Rick. This league has been a lot of fun, and a lot of clean racing. So looking forward to the next season.
We're looking forward to seeing you in season 6, man. Congratulations on second place tonight.
Thank you, Rick.
Before we get to our race winner, fans, do not forget 2 Mondays from now, the Mazda MX-5 sensation returns. Check this out. Mazda Mondays are back. The ARX MX-5 Cup comes in its second form 2 Mondays from now, November 7. We're going to take those roadsters on the oval at Twin Ring Motegi. Don't miss that. For now, driving that number 41, Noah Belleville, you scored a hat trick. It's your 3rd win this season.
Yeah, that was a fun one. That was probably the best race I've had so far this year, and it felt pretty good to finally have one of those more dominating races. I kind of just thought I knew the tires wear a lot at this track, but I knew I had a really good short run speed, so I kind of figured if I just went all out at the beginning, the time that I'd gain at the beginning of the run would make up for the time that I'd lose or stall out at the end of the run, and that seemed to work. And I just kept pulling away there, and yeah, it was a good one.
Season 6 waits for your talent next year. Noah, can we expect more dominating performances in the next edition of TNT?
Yeah, I mean, I hope that's always the goal. I definitely next year I'm hoping to run a bit more, maybe even full time. So we're gonna be chasing that championship next year, and if we can keep putting runs in together that we had tonight, we could get up there.
Congratulations on your 3rd win, Noah. We'll see you in Season 6.
Yep, thanks.
Before we wrap up tonight, a quick word from one of the guys that makes all of this possible, Tom Sears.
Hey, Red, thank you for the broadcast. As always, another great season. We appreciate your talents here. As for Noah getting the win there, very impressive. He won 2 of the driver diecast giveaway prizes, which will be mailed to him. As for Aiden Norman, the champion, what a performance for him. It's very difficult to win TNT, so a huge congratulations to him. He'll have a cash prize. And TNT is looking for a sponsor, so we'll be looking to get some more branding on this league as we continue to build it up on iRacing. It's been quite the journey to come from console and over to iRacing, and just want to thank everybody for tuning in and supporting us.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate you, buddy. And we'll see you in Season 6 for sure.
Yes.
20 weeks ago, we launched the 5th edition of Thursday Night Thunder with expectations of success to sail uncharted waters illuminated by a steady lighthouse in the sea of simulation. With the turn of each page, we write new headlines and find new friends to take with us into the future to reminisce about the past we share that has each of us so in love with the sport of auto racing. Combining the nostalgia of childhood motorsport memories and making inventive racing fantasies a reality, our 16-race voyage has come to a close. Thursday Night Thunder reluctantly comes to port and furls its crimson sails for a 5th time, desperately waiting for a new season of competition, imagination, and passion for all things motorsport. It's with that passion that we say thank you to all the fans who share our love and our labor that comes from that love. We hope that you stay safe, we hope that you take care of each other, and we know that we'll see you around the corner in season